Hey guys, I hope you all are having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you some tips on the best shoes for the 5 specific body types. So the first body type is the triangle. So women with this body type will have their bust and shoulder measurements be the smallest measurement, and then their hips are going to be the widest. So when it comes to shoes, the best shoes would be any kind of shoe with a heel or a pointed toe. So the heel is going to give them height, and then the pointed toe is going to elongate their leg. And then any kind of shoe that reveals a lot of the foot is also going to be really complimentary for their body type. Any kind of shoe that's going to reveal a lot of the foot with a heel or a delicate wedge. Also, mini triangles tend to have shorter legs, and so when it comes to shoes, I would stick with the pointed toe style design as opposed to the rounded toe, because the rounded toe shoes are going to make your legs look shorter, and the pointed toe shoes are going to extend your leg line, so that's what we want. And then I would also recommend slingback style shoes and as opposed to ankle straps. Because when it comes to triangles, and if you do have a shorter leg, the slingback is still going to give you that support that the ankle straps would do, but it's not going to cut off your ankle. It's not going to make your legs look shorter, and that's what the ankle strap would do. But if you do have longer legs, then you don't have to worry. You can do slingback or ankle strap. So the next body type is going to be the inverted triangle. So women with this body type have their shoulder and bust measurement the widest measurement, and then their hips are going to be the smallest measurement. So the best shoes for them, again, are going to be any kind of shoe with a heel or a pointed toe. It's going to elongate and extend the leg, and it's also going to give them some height. But specifically when it comes to inverted triangles, I would say to try to get shoes that have an eye-catching detail. So maybe a shoe with glitter or a print or an embellishment, because that's going to draw the eye away from their widest measurement, and it's going to give the eye some better focus to look at as opposed to the wider shoulders and bust. I would also recommend any kind of shoe that has a cutaway arch, or another way to describe it would just be a shoe that reveals more of the foot, because inverted triangle body types tend to have very slim legs. And so when you get shoes that show off the foot more, it's going to extend the leg. So I would recommend not getting shoes that are really going to weigh down or cover up the leg, especially with dresses and skirts, because if you are, again, an inverted triangle, your legs are very slim, and covering the leg and having very heavy shoes is going to shorten, and it's going to weigh down your legs. And okay, so the next body type is going to be the rectangle. So women with this body type have identical measurements when it comes to their bust, waist, and hip. So it's very much a rectangle, very angular lines. And so when it comes to shoes, the best styles would be a Mary Jane toe, a rounded toe, or even a peep toe with a heel. Those designs with a heel are the perfect design for your shape, because you have those angular lines. If you are a rectangle, we want clothing and shoes to add shape and curves. And so the Mary Jane, the rounded toe, and the peep toe are going to do just that. They're going to add those curves. It's going to add some shape, and that's going to soften up the angular lines of your body. But because you have those angular lines, I would avoid shoes that are very heavy, that aren't very fitted, specifically very military style boots, boots that have a lot of hardware, just any kind of heavy, a lot of shoes that are going to weigh you down, I would avoid, especially if you are a rectangle. So the next body type is the apple body type. And so women with this body type, they have very balanced hips and shoulder measurements, and they have very little waist measurement. So their waist isn't very defined. So the best shoes for them are going to be a wedged mule with an open toe, pointed toe mules with a kitten heel, any kind of shoe with a sling back. Again, a shoe that's going to really expose the foot, that's going to give a lighter appearance. And then for the winter and fall seasons for the apple body type, I would say try to get boots that are in more of like a fabric material. They're gonna be a little bit more fitted and they're gonna look really beautiful with skirts, and it's gonna really elongate your leg. When it comes to the apple body type and really any body type, what our main goal is that we want a harmonizing look from top to bottom. So we want the eye to be able to look from the top to the bottom and go back up to the top without any interruption. So especially with the apple body type, we want to avoid shoes that are gonna cause that interruption. So we don't wanna do things that are gonna be too heavy. We don't wanna do a chunky wedge that looks too heavy to lift, that's anchoring the leg down. I would avoid rounded toe or Mary Jane toe style shoes, ankle straps, because it's gonna cut off your leg. It's gonna make your leg look shorter because it's cutting off right at the ankle. It's making that break, that horizontal line at your ankle. And I would also avoid very high stiletto shoes and extremely pointed shoes. So with the apple body type, we're wanting that harmonizing look from top to bottom without an interruption. And those styles are gonna make that body type look out of proportion. It's gonna weigh them down and it's gonna shorten their legs. And so the last body type is the hourglass. And so women with this body type have a very small waist measurement, but their hips and shoulders and bust are very balanced. So when it comes to shoes, we want to maintain that balance. We want to keep you looking in balance. And so any kind of shoe, again, with a pointed toe and heel is going to do just that. I would avoid shoes that are going to weigh you down. We don't want any kind of shoe that's going to tip you out of balance. And we don't want shoes that are going to make your feet or your body appear shorter or larger. So the main thing is with the hourglass, there's not really a specific shoe that I would avoid, but just when you're shopping, if you are an hourglass, try on the shoe and make sure, is this making me look smaller or larger? Is it making me look a little bit out of proportion? And that's what we don't want. So you always want to get shoes that are going to keep and maintain that balance. And that is it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed those tips and I will see you in the next video. Thanks, bye guys.